getting out of hand. Now there are two of them.
Alright, what is going on guys, it's Tazz here, and welcome back to the channel. Now today I've got for you guys is another Flash video. The most recent episode of The Flash, that being episode 16 of season 5 titled Failure is an Orphan, gave us our final confrontation between The Flash and Cicada, or at least the Orlin Dwyer version of this season's big bad. The episode started off with another one of our future scenes between Nora and Thawne, with the timer getting closer and closer to hitting 0. Thawne gives Nora the info she needs to help Team Flash stop Orlin in the present, as well as lets her know of another threat, that something or someone was trying to break through, and I think we see that someone towards the end of the episode. Throughout this episode though, we had some really great moments, and this was easily one of the better episodes of the season. We had a really funny scene with Nora trying to take charge in Star Labs to find Cicada. We had some nice emotional heart-to-heart moments between Nora and her parents, a great scene between Joe and Barry in the crime lab giving me some season 1 vibes, as well as the final showdown between Barry and Orlin Cicada. I did think it was pretty cool how they brought back up the times that Nora visited last season, as we were always told they were pretty important. Sherlock was also getting closer and closer to decoding the time language Speed Force symbols. He even completely called out Nora in front of everyone when he said that the timeline is malleable, but somehow Nora didn't even realize it. Also, the espresso, that was actually pretty funny as well, and now I kind of want some coffee. Anyway, the main event of the episode was of course the search and confrontation with Cicada to try to convince him to take the metahuman cure. With the help of Joe and Cecile, who got through to the doctor, Barry was able to give one of his famous reveal his identity persuasion speeches to Cicada, telling him not only that Grace is a meta, but also got him to volunteer for the cure. Barry takes Orlin back to Star Labs, where they give him the cure and completely sever his ties to the dagger, but that's not where the Cicada story ends. Someone broke through the window into Star Labs and just kicks everyone's butt. Just like we were teased with earlier on in the season with the Memory Machine episode, and I'm sure we all predicted this after seeing that episode, we have a future Grace version of Cicada, and she is one of the most powerful metahumans that Team Flash seems to have ever faced. It would also seem as if she does have all of the powers of the dagger, but without the need of said dagger. She even seems to be able to transfer that power or energy to her boomerang karambit dagger knife things that she had, which were also very cool, not going to lie. But I really did love this scene with all of Team Flash fighting Cicada 2.0 in Star Labs, one of my favorite scenes of the episode for sure. Future Grace Cicada breaking into Star Labs, single-handedly beating all of Team Flash, taking her uncle's dagger, killing the doctor, and taking good old Uncle Orlin back to his creepy villain house. And then right at the very end of the episode, in case it wasn't clear enough, we had Grace take off the mask to reveal her dark matter infused wound on her head, confirming that yes, she is Grace, but not the Grace we've seen in earlier parts of this season. I think it is pretty obvious that she is from the future, but the big question is when she is from in the future. In that same Dream Machine episode where we had the Red Death name drop and everything, we learned that Cicada resurfaces after Barry disappears, so that means that this version of Grace could be from any time after 2024, but my guess is that she could actually be from Nora's time, that being 2049. We obviously keep going back there almost every episode with her and Thawne even said that something was trying to break through, or someone, and that someone was most likely this Grace version of Cicada. Also, if she was from 2024, she would look much younger than she does now on the show, so a 2049 Cicada Grace is what I'm putting my money on. But if she really is from 2049, or at least some point in the future, how did she get back here and why did she come back? The how of this situation is partially revealed in the trailer for next week's episode, which will see Nora reveal her partnership with Thawne to everyone, as well as give us some more backstory on Grace leading into the next episode, which will of course be the long-awaited Godspeed episode. In the trailer for next week's episode, we see Team Flash find a time sphere similar to what we saw Thawne using at the end of Season 1 of The Flash, as well as in Season 2 of Legends when he teamed up with the Legion of Doom. So maybe there was just a time sphere sitting around in the Flash Museum waiting to be taken, and that's most likely what Grace did and how she got back to present day. But there is one big piece of the puzzle still missing. As far as we've seen, you need a speedster in order to open up a breach in time to travel through, so what speedster could Grace be working with? I'm pretty sure you guys know where I'm going with this. I think Grace in 2049 has partnered up with none other than Godspeed, who we could be seeing introduced one episode earlier than we originally expected. It just makes too much sense. We know that Godspeed is coming in episode 18, we know he's in 2049 at some point in the episode, and it would just make so much sense that he is the one who allows Grace to use the time sphere in order to come back in time and do something that I'm actually not quite sure what yet. There are a couple of ideas as to why she would come back. Maybe she knows that things have changed and that Team Flash will try to cure her, effectively erasing this version of her that we see as Cicada. Giving the little kid Grace the cure in present day would be the easiest way to stop her in the future, so maybe that's why future Grace has come back, to stop Team Flash from curing her. But that's just my thought, and obviously I could be wrong. At this point, all we know now is she's taken up the mantle of Cicada and seems to want to continue Orland's mission of killing all metas, so whatever ends up happening, it's going to be pretty interesting, especially with how overpowered Grace Cicada already seems to be. But other than that, I just think all of the pieces fall into place a little too well for Grace not to have some ties to Godspeed, but I guess we'll have to wait and see how this all plays out over the next couple of episodes. Next episode, episode 17, we have the Grace backstory and Thaw-Nora partnership reveal. Then I heard that there might be another break before episode 18, which will of course be the long-awaited Godspeed episode. So with that said, I want to know what you guys think about all of this down in the comments below. Did you like this most recent episode of The Flash? What did you think of the Orland version of Cicada now being replaced by a future version of his niece Grace, who seems to be much more powerful than he was, especially now since she has his dagger? As well as, how do you think Godspeed fits into all of this? I want to know your thoughts about all of this down in the comments below. Also, very quick piece of news before I end off the video, The Flash will be getting a brand new showrunner starting in season 6. This is something that people have wanted for a bit now, and it has seemed to work out very well for Arrow with the new showrunner change at the beginning of this season for them, so now it's The Flash's turn. Eric Wallace will now be in charge, and he has worked on episodes in the past, but I'm pretty excited to see what the brand new showrunner will bring to the table for next season. But until next time, guys, it's been Tazz, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Every metahuman must go.